Hi everybody, welcome once again to the Iron Crane Dojo. And what you're seeing here, by the way, this is the voice of Bill McCabe, and you probably already know who I am if you're visiting their site. What these two guys are working on is one of the internal two-person forms. Now in previous videos, you heard me talk about the Tai Chi San Shou form, which is the 88 move two-person form. The deal with two-person forms is that you develop a very strong instinctual awareness of movement and flow and the call and responsing that's necessary for effective and efficient and comprehensive self-defense. And Tai Chi, of course, is based on the essential principle that if your opponent doesn't move, you don't move, and that if your opponent moves, you move first. And that requires a great deal of focus and awareness on the feel and the sense of an opponent's balance just by the way you see him moving or setting up relative to you, and adjusting your own balance in response to that. Now, the deal with the two-person forms, of course, is that they take an extraordinarily long time to learn and an even longer time to master. And like we're talking, about a period of years in these things. And the traditional form, which has been around for quite some time, is becoming more popular since people around the world have been disseminating it, is the 88 move form, or the one known as San Shou. But because it's so complex, very few people develop mastery of the form. So you will find that some Tai Chi instructors will develop alternative choreographies that are either condensed versions or less lengthy versions of the San Shou, or truncated versions, just trying to be practical and developing the ability to the extent possible in their students for the amount of time that they have them available. Many years ago, I used to be adverse to this kind of process, but I've seen other people create forms that are quite admirable in their content and basically reduce the length of the form down to a fraction of what the original form is, and still maintain a flow that is at the same level of the flow in the form. And some of these are so effective, particularly this particular form that these two gentlemen are learning right now. This is a form that's been developed by Master Sam Masich, and that's S-A-M, of course, and then his last name is M-A-S-I-C-H. And this was part of his 5-section Tai Chi Chuan training program. And when I first encountered this form, I was just very impressed with it, and I could see that he basically edited and compiled sequences of moves that were foundation moves in the internal martial arts, and then developed them into a very thorough and credible storyline that lays out in the action of two partners working together. So, recognizing these two gentlemen are still learning the form at this point, I'm going to just give you an idea of what this form looks like and how it lays out, and you could weigh these comments vis-a-vis my earlier comments on San Shou and decide whether or not this is a form you wish to explore for yourself. And there are people around the continental United States who can teach this. There's certainly people in Canada who can teach this, because Master Masich had a number of students up in Canada. Or you can type in his name on Google and go to his website, and I believe he's got a video where he just basically spells this out, and it's an instructional video, and you can acquire it from that. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to pass the video over to Steve. Steve, just put this on me for a second.
Very good.
Now, every two-person set, and we talked about this in the San Shou explanation that was filmed previously, every two-person set has an A section and the B section. Okay, and if one person is doing A, the other person is doing B, and if one person is doing B, the other person is doing A. Why that's important is because you're required to know both sections, and you're required to know how the moves interlock with each other, and you're required to understand intimately the flow between the two partners and the flow between the moves. I will try to demonstrate the entire form with one of my students, if not in this video, then in a subsequent video. But I want to show you the layout of the two sections. So, if Steve will come over here at a slight angle to me. We use our own bow, which as it turns out is quite similar to the bow of Sam Massage, the Master Sam Massage. So I would assume that he's like we are. We're using traditional bows that were passed on to us, hence the similarity. So I'm going to do the A part, and the A part only, just demonstrating in the air. Okay, and then I will do the B part also, just demonstrating it. So I'm going to step back here. I'm going to have Steve position himself so you can see my whole body. Okay, so I'll be a little bit of a distance away. Hopefully you can still see it. And this will be the A part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat that a second time and have Steve do a second angle from the opposing side. Francisco will probably be in the background, but I don't think he'll spoil the picture. He's a handsome young man. So, and I have missed a move in there, so this will probably be a more correct version than the prior one I just did. So just be mindful that they won't be exactly the same. This is where I missed the move in the prior form. Okay, so both of those executions were the A section. Now we're going to give you a look at the B section, which is the section that dovetails into this. Steve, if you'll go to the other side. The beginning of the B section differs from the A section because the B is in the defensive posture. Just as I did the last time, I had a small error in the B section, so we'll do a repeat of that from a different angle, and I'll point out where I made the error. The second execution will be the correct execution. Right here was where I made the mistake last time. The right hand should do a knockdown move because there's a left hand coming in, or there's a back fist strike coming in. Knock it down, control, dissolve energy in. And that concludes the B section. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is talk through this a little bit, just to give you an encapsulation of what these movements boil down to in terms of operational efficiency, and then hopefully we'll find someone that's able to do a demonstration of this as my partner. Okay, so until then, see you later.